My name is Rajesh Rudraradhya. I'm the CTO at Lytx. I'm responsible for our products and technology. We are a company on the move. In 2025, we've launched a lot of new innovation that is really helping our fleets stay safer. And a big area of innovation for us this year has been in the realm of coaching. We have introduced a new blended coaching model that I'd really like to discuss this morning.
What is a blended coaching model and why is it successful?
A blended coaching model generally combines three different approaches into one system. Now, these three approaches have been in the industry for a while, so they're not new. And I'll take you through each one of them. The first one is a manager-led coaching session. Typically, this is a face-to-face session between the driver and his coach. They are short in nature, they are more frequent, and these conversations are quite personalized between the driver manager and the driver. And this is an aspect where a coach can build a safety culture, build motivation, help the driver reflect, and also build accountability in the driver. So this is our first coaching model, which is a manager-led coaching model. The second coaching model, which is out in the industry already, is what I call the in-cab coaching. As you're driving, you get alerts when you don't do something right, like you might be hitting the brake too hard, you might be speeding, you might be drowsy. So when these conditions occur, you do get an alert in the cab. And then when the alert goes off, you get coached on not doing that behavior. So I call that the AI-powered or in-cab coaching model. And then finally, the third component of this is a self-coaching model, which is post the completion of a trip, a driver can review their own video clips to see why these alerts went off, and they get a chance to self-reflect on how they're driving, and then they can look at other online material that their company might make available for them in the spirit of continuous improvement. So recapping, a blended coaching model combines the best of all of these three models, which is manager coaching, AI-powered in-cab coaching, and a self-coaching. And that's what I call the blended coaching. The reason it is successful is because it brings the best of those three worlds together, right? The AI alerts in the cab, they help you correct risk and driver behavior instantly. The self-coaching tools give the driver a chance to reflect and internalize everything that their coach is telling them. And finally, the manager session brings accountability, it brings motivation, it sets context, it gives that human touch to the whole conversation. So that's why this model is successful. It's not a new model, but it's a blend. It's like the best practices of all of those three models brought into one. And in the few cases where I've talked to coaches and drivers, this is how they describe the blended coaching thing. They like it because it's personalized, like individual tutoring. The coaches think it is very scalable, like automation, because they can turn it on for a vast number of drivers. And the drivers like it because it's flexible, they can learn at their own pace, and they have the support from their manager and the AI alerts. And over a period of time, our data shows that this model delivers sort of lasting behavior change. It leads to safer driving. It's reduced costs for our fleets by quite a bit. And it's also increased the lifespan of the vehicles that they drive, just because drivers are now, driving in a more safer behaviors.
The first two elements are fleet controlled and the third is dependent on the driver. How do you motivate or incentivize a driver to accomplish the self-coaching?
When they are presented an opportunity to look at the videos and self-coach, that is generally better for them versus always being called into an office with a driver manager. Quite often these conversations can be punitive. You're not doing something right, and it can accumulate over a period of time. But when the drivers have this tool where they can actually look at their own videos, and at Lytx we have a product that allows them to mark the behaviors that they see in the video, and we consider that as drivers self-coaching themselves. In that scenario, it prevents a further conversation with their manager because they have self-coached themselves. So drivers generally are motivated to use a self-coaching model because one, it allows them to learn at their own pace, and two, sometimes it prevents the friction that occurs in a face-to-face coaching conversation.
When a driver self-coaches, is the fleet manager notified? Or is the fleet manager only alerted when a driver does not fulfill self-coaching obligations?
No two fleets are the same, so we have both those options. In some fleets, if the driver self-corrects themselves, the manager doesn't get to see it, they see it as a resolved thing. And in some other fleets where they want the full visibility to what is happening, the driver might be self-correcting, but the manager does get to see that, okay, there were these events, the drivers self-coach themselves, and they consider the coaching done. And so that's the flexibility of the self-coaching model.